We only have two types of beliefs: empowering beliefs and limiting beliefs. And if your limiting beliefs are affecting your business, then you're going to have to work on your mindset. Today is all about how to shift your mindset so that you can grow your business. I've worked with thousands of women entrepreneurs over the last 9 years at Million Dollar Women. And what holds women back is not that they're not driven or smart, they know their stuff, they're making amazing products and services, but we are really good at getting in our own way. And I know because I suffered from that until I got help with my mindset. And that's when I was able to build my own multi-million-dollar business and ultimately sell it. So if you're finding you're not making the kind of money you want to be making, or you're sometimes getting caught up in negative thoughts or spiraling down about things that go wrong, that's a sign you need to do some work on your mindset. Or if your business revenues have plateaued, if you've been stuck at the same level of revenues or even declining revenues over the last few years. Because truly everything in our life we have is just the result of thoughts that we had at some point. And if we had empowering thoughts, like, for instance, I love selling. So if you love selling and you're constantly making offers and going live and talking to people about your programs, that's an empowering thought. And you're going to do more and more. And then you're going to get those results of a lot of clients. But if you have a limiting belief around sales, like selling is icky or pushy, or the part of my business I hate that I just want to get over with so I can work with clients, well, then you're going to take those actions and get those results. And when I say actions, usually it's not a lot of action. You're not going to make a lot of calls. You're not going to make a lot of offers. You're not going to insist if someone is like, oh, I'm not sure. You're just going to let them off the call or the phone or the meeting and not sign up with you. So that's what I mean about empowering and limiting beliefs. The number one thing I see holding women back is a limiting belief that impacts their ability to make money. For instance, maybe you grew up in a family where people talked about people who have wealth like they were bad or evil. Some religions even talk about wealthy people as though they're not as godly or not as worthy. Or maybe in your family, you just didn't talk about money at all. And as a result, you don't have the empowering belief that making money is great, or you're someone who can make a lot of money. I know I grew up with a lot of money scarcity, and I had a single mom. She was working super hard. I started working, doing after school jobs at age 13. I worked my way through high school and college. And for me, it was hard to get over this money scarcity story. But with some mindset help, I did. And now I help other women do that. So if that's something you need some help with, please reach out. So to bust a limiting belief, the very first step, and there's 4 steps, so I'm going to walk you through them real fast right here so you can do this on your own. And if you need more help, pick up my book, Go Big Now, because Go Big Now is all about the 8 essential mindset practices to help you get that go big mindset and set big ambitious goals and stay on track no matter what setbacks come your way. Step 1 of busting a limiting belief is to name it. I was at a party last night and someone I really respect, a woman entrepreneur, came up to me after hearing my own story about growing up with money scarcity. And she said, oh, I'm really stuck in that right now. I provide such incredible value to my clients and they love me. I get all this great feedback, but I'm having trouble raising my prices. I'm still not making a lot of money. And I think I'm the problem. So great job on her, because step 1 is to name the limiting belief. When you name it, it right away loses some of its power, because when it lives in the back of your mind and it just feels like it's a truth, then it's really going to be undermining you and sabotaging you. So naming it is a great first place to start. Step 2 is to share that limiting belief with a trusted mentor or coach. I don't suggest you do it with a friend, because they have their own limiting beliefs and that may impact how they talk to you about your limiting belief, especially if they have the same one. They may just reinforce your limiting belief. So find a coach or a mentor, share that limiting belief, and that will also be very, very mindset shifting, just in getting out on the table and saying, okay, I'm going to attack this. This is not a fact. This is not a truth. It's just a series of thoughts I had over and over and over again that became a belief. And it's a limiting belief, not an empowering belief. Then you kind of want to ask yourself, is this still serving me? Probably not if it's a limiting belief. For instance, if you are afraid of public speaking and yet you know for your business, you need to be speaking at conferences and raising your hand to say, oh, I'll give a workshop, or even posting more on social media, making reels, going live like this. If that all scares you, you could have a limiting belief around whether you have anything to say or whether you'd be good at public speaking. So step one is to name the limiting belief. Step two is to share it with a trusted coach or mentor who can help you with it. Step three is to name the positive opposite. And if you do all this in writing, it's way more powerful. So if you can, take a piece of paper or grab your phone and put these in your phone and go through these steps. So step three is, what is the positive opposite of that limiting belief? If you're afraid of public speaking, the positive opposite is, I love public speaking and I'm great at it. I want to do it as much as I can. Now, whatever you write down is going to feel very not you, because it's the opposite of this limiting belief that you might have been living with for years and years and years. I know that I busted some of my limiting beliefs in my mid 40s. Like, for instance, I had a fear of driving because I grew up in New York City where I didn't have to drive. And it was so hard to embrace the idea, like, driving is fun. Driving's about freedom. To me, driving was just scary and anxiety producing. So I feel you if this limiting belief feels really hard to crack, but you can do it. So step three is, what is the positive opposite? And then step four is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you start taking action to move towards the positive opposite and away from the limiting belief. So you write down 10 steps that you can take, 10 action steps that are things that people who have the positive opposite of your limiting belief would be doing. So the way you want to come up with these action steps is, if I didn't have this limiting belief, if I were not afraid of public speaking, what would I be doing? And I want you to write down 10 things you'd be doing. Maybe the first one is giving toasts at parties. Maybe the second one is volunteering to speak in my son's high school class. Maybe the third one is signing up for Toastmasters. If you're not familiar with Toastmasters, it's an organization nationwide and even international where people who are trying to get practice at speaking publicly can join for a very low amount and regularly, like twice a month, go to a meeting and have a chance to give a toast. That might sound terrifying right now, or a little speech rather. But if you write these things down, then you'll have a roadmap. Now, you might run out of things at around 4 or 5. And that's because if you've been living with this limiting belief for years, like my driving one, I only got to like 3 things. And then I was like, well, what do people who drive actually enjoy? I don't know, because to me, it's just scary. So I had to go ask friends who love driving, what do you love about it? And they were like, oh, when the window's down and the music's blaring and I'm on the highway cruising, like I was just like writing these things down. Okay, drive with window down, music on. So ask someone who doesn't have your limiting belief what some of these action steps should be, and they will help you complete and get to 10. And then you got to start going down that list and taking those steps, even if they're baby steps. The first 1 to 3 or 4 will feel really hard, but by the time you're on step 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, what was so not you is going to start feeling kind of you. And that's how you get rid of the limiting belief. You just really reinforce and fortify the opposite of what you've been doing. If you need help with that, reach out. And this is also stuff that we teach in our programs. Mindset is essential to every aspect of growing your business. So in our scaling program, it's our very first module of Accelerator, our 12-week scaling program. And when we teach sales, the very first module is also about mindset. We found that if we try to teach business skills of how to get to 1 million or sell another $50,000 or $100,000, and you don't fix the mindset first, the business skills just don't stick. Success is 80% mindset, 20% skill set. So this is a great place to start. And if you need more help, check out one of our programs at millionwomen.com. You can always set up a call with us and we'll help you figure out where you're stuck. And maybe it's just a chance to say your limiting belief out loud to a member of our team and get the process started. Even if we can't have you join one of our programs, because if you don't fit or whatever, we'd be happy to talk to you about it and see if we can help you at least get step 1 done of naming that out loud. All right. Thanks for being with me today. I will see you real soon. And in the meantime, stay brave, go big, and bust those limiting beliefs. You can do it.